Hi, I'm Amanda, 36, and the last few months have turned my life upside down. I've had to relearn how to live, and most of my pain comes from one person, my husband, Franklin. Luckily, someone kind stepped in and saved me from even more heartbreak. First, let me introduce the people in my story. My younger sister, Isa, is 6 years younger than me and stunningly pretty. When we were kids, we never got along. I was the nerd, and she was the popular girl. She picked on me constantly, and though I didn't understand why, I felt like she resented me. Mom tried to help us get along, but nothing worked. When I left for college, we drifted apart. After I graduated, Isa was a teenager, and we started talking again. Our relationship improved a little, but we were never truly close. Still, I was okay with that. Then there's my ex-husband, Franklin. We met at work and hit it off right away. After 3 years of dating, we got married. I earned more than he did, so when we bought our first home, the mortgage and deed were in my name. 2 years into our marriage, Franklin brought up the topic of children. Honey, I've been thinking, maybe it's time we start a family. Franklin, you know how I feel about that. I know, but we're doing well financially. Wouldn't it be nice to have little versions of us running around? I wasn't thrilled about the idea. Raising kids is a huge responsibility, but Franklin kept pushing, promising he'd help. So eventually, I gave in. We had a son first, and 3 years later, a daughter. In the beginning, Franklin was supportive, but that didn't last long. Soon, I was handling everything at home and with the kids. After our first child, Franklin asked me to quit my job because he'd been promoted and earned more. I resisted at first but eventually gave up the fight and settled into being a stay-at-home mom. To keep myself from feeling trapped, I started hosting family dinners. I'd invite my mom, Isa, and sometimes my mother-in-law, Sonia. Slowly, I got used to this new life, spending time with family and caring for my kids. I even felt content, like maybe this was enough. After my daughter's birth, I went through a terrifying experience where I nearly died. It shook our marriage, but I thought we were okay. I had no idea my world was about to crumble. One day, while cleaning our bedroom, I found a pair of panties that weren't mine. My heart dropped. My mind raced with painful questions. Was I not enough for my husband? I was still healing from childbirth and going to therapy, but I thought we were getting through it. Then it hit me, Franklin was cheating. After the shock came pure rage. I needed to know who he was cheating with. I sent Franklin a picture of the underwear, asking whose they were, and then I went through his laptop and social media accounts. At first, I found nothing suspicious. No strange women. Every contact was familiar, but one name kept popping up everywhere, my sister, Isa. At first, I brushed it off. Why would I suspect her? But when I opened their chat, my stomach turned. There were pictures and videos of them together in bed, messages about how much they loved each other, plans for Franklin to leave me. I ran to the bathroom and threw up. I couldn't believe it. My own sister, the one I had worked so hard to have a relationship with, had betrayed me in the worst way possible. Shaking, I tried calling Franklin. He didn't answer. So, I dialed my sister's number with trembling hands. Isa. Hey, what's up? Don't you hey, what's up me? What is wrong with you? What are you talking about? I found a pair of your panties in my bedroom. Tell me the truth, have you been sleeping with Franklin? A pause. Then, in the calmest voice imaginable, she said, yeah, for a while now. I nearly dropped the phone. Why? How could you do this to me? I don't know. I guess, you're so focused on the kids. I thought I was helping you out, keeping Franklin busy. Helping me out? My voice cracked with disbelief. You slept with my husband because you thought I was boring, and the fact that I'm your sister didn't even matter to you? He kept hitting on me. Okay, and, he's a nice guy. I didn't mean for it to go this far. You're unbelievable. You've destroyed my family. I just want what's best for Franklin. If I'm the best for him, then so be it. You're disgusting. I hung up, shaking and numb. I collapsed onto my bed and sobbed until my chest ached. My own sister and my husband, how could my life have come to this? Eventually, my youngest woke up crying, and I forced myself to get up. I went through the motions of the day in a daze, pretending everything was normal for my kids. They didn't need to see my world falling apart. I picked up my older child from school, made dinner, and when they asked about their dad, I lied. "He's working late," I said with a forced smile. But as the hours crawled by, worry replaced anger. By 11 p.m., Franklin still wasn't home. I called him again and again, no answer. I even tried ISA, but she ignored my calls too. Exhausted, I finally went to bed, silently praying I would wake up from this nightmare. The next morning, I woke with a heavy feeling in my chest. Something was wrong. I sat up and scanned the room, and that's when I noticed the empty spaces. Franklin's clothes, his shoes, his personal things, all gone. I rushed to check the closets and drawers. Almost everything of his had vanished. He had left me while I slept, without a word, without a fight, without a goodbye. I stood in the middle of our bedroom, feeling hollow, but I couldn't break down again. My kids needed me. I got them ready for the day, dropped my oldest at school, and then took my youngest to my mom's house. I must have looked like a ghost because she immediately noticed something was wrong. "Okay, I've had enough of your silence," she said, crossing her arms. "What's going on?" I hesitated, tears threatening to spill. I don't even know how to say this. "Start from the beginning, sweetheart." "Franklin, he's been cheating on me." Her eyes widened. "What? How do you know?" "I found another woman's underwear in our room. When I confronted him, he didn't answer, and when I woke up this morning, all his things were gone." "Gone? He just left?" I nodded. "I fell asleep around midnight, and when I woke up, he had packed everything and left without a word." "Oh, my poor girl," she whispered, pulling me into her arms. I swallowed hard. "Mom, it gets worse." She froze. "Oh no, do you know who it was?" I nodded, my voice breaking. "Yes, I went through his messages to find out. I wouldn't normally, but I had to know." "And?" I took a shaky breath. "It was ISA." "ISA, excuse me, what? Are you serious? My husband has been cheating on me with my own sister." I called her to ask, and she acted like it was nothing. She said they were in love and that she was better for him, so she's going to keep seeing him. Oh my God. I can't believe this. I don't even know how I'm going to survive. I have 2 kids, and now I need to find a job too. Listen, let's just rest for now. I'll help you through this, okay? Yeah, thanks, Mom. I felt numb. Telling my mom wasn't as hard as I expected. I ended up falling asleep while she took care of my youngest. When I woke to the sound of my baby crying and my mom shouting on the phone, I ran out. She hung up, surprised to see me, and apologized for the noise. I knew she had been giving ISA a piece of her mind. Over the next few days, Mom stayed with us. It was easier having one person around than 3. ISA kept trying to reach out, but Mom told me to block her. I finally felt understood, even in my loneliness. Soon, I heard from friends that Franklin and ISA had gotten married just one day after he left us. Explaining the situation was humiliating, but my friends were supportive and cut ties with them too. When I told Mom, she was furious. My usually calm mother, shaking with anger, she stepped up for me in every way, financially, emotionally, and even helping me land job interviews. Franklin was gone, and I needed to stand on my own. The hardest part was the kids asking where their dad was. I had to fight back tears, but we got through it together. Then, a week later, a letter from Franklin arrived. I didn't even open it. Whatever he had to say, it was too late. I burned it. Later, I wondered if I should have read it, but I reminded myself nothing he said would undo what he'd done. The next day, Mom and I took the kids to the fair. Laughter and bright lights felt like medicine. That night, over a bottle of wine, I told her about the letter. "A letter from Franklin came yesterday," I said. What did it say?" "I don't know. I burned it." You didn't even look. Nope, I'm done with him. Wow. What if it was important, like divorce papers? It didn't look legal, probably just an apology or a request for his stuff. Mom sighed. How are you feeling now? Better today. The kids keep asking for him, and it still hurts, but slowly, I'm healing. As long as you're moving forward, I'm here for you, and I want you to know I'm cutting ties with ISA. Everything I have will go to you and the kids. Oh, Mom, that means so much, but she's still your daughter. Mom shook her head. Not anymore. What she did is unforgivable. I raised her better, and she didn't care. I could never imagine disowning my own children, but Mom's decision made me realize how deeply she stood by me. I felt more grateful than ever for her love and support. 3 days later, there was a knock at my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. Mom was at work, and nobody else ever visited. When I opened the door slightly, I saw 2 men in black suits. We're lawyers, one of them said. We have something for you. They handed me an envelope and a check. My breath caught when I saw the amount $750,000 made out in my name. There must be a mistake, I stammered. There isn't, the lawyer assured me. Please, read the note. The letter began, "Thank you for saving me." It was from my mother-in-law, Sonia. She explained that she had stopped by 3 days earlier, but no one was home. When she called Franklin, he tried to act as if he couldn't get inside, but I had changed the locks. Sonia noticed something was off and pressed Franklin until he admitted everything. She was furious and disgusted by his actions. She apologized to me, saying she was leaving her inheritance to me and the kids instead of him. The lawyer's expressions softened as they delivered the last piece of news. Sonia had been terminally ill and passed away the day before. She had arranged for the money to reach me immediately after her death to ensure her grandchildren would be cared for. Tears filled my eyes. Sonia had always been a strong, principled woman. Franklin feared her, but I admired her. Even in her final act, she protected us. A few days later, my phone rang. It was Franklin. I knew exactly why he was calling, but I answered. "What did you do?" he yelled. "What are you talking about?" "You know, I sent you a letter. I told you to pretend everything was normal when my mom came to visit." "Oh, that's what the letter said? You didn't read it?" "No, I burned it. You betrayed me. My mother was supposed to help me with the inheritance, and now you've stolen everything." I laughed bitterly. "Stolen? You abandoned your family. You only called me when it was about money. Your mother made her choice, and so did I. Don't ever contact me or the kids again." I hung up, and that was the last time I spoke to him. Things moved quickly after that. I filed for divorce and won full custody. Franklin tried to fight for the inheritance, but Sonia's will was clear. Everything went to me and the kids. He and ISA begged for a share, but I refused. Life slowly became easier. I set aside money for the kids' college, invested wisely, and even helped Mom retire. I went back to work, and my children began to accept that their father wasn't coming back. One day, I'll tell them the full story. I still hurt, but now, for the first time, I believe our lives are only going to get better.